welcome back to Rue's Life. It's a little bit overcast at the moment, but we are getting, as the clouds pass over, little bits of sunshine coming out. I haven't checked to see what the temperature is yet, but I'll let you know when I get into the polytunnel proper and have a look at the thermometer. And today I've just got a few bits and bobs. I've got no real set plan, but I have got a few jobs that I'd like to catch up with, and I thought I'd take you along with me. So as you can see, I've got the sprinkler going, and that's to water the plot, and I also need to water in the polytunnel, and then I will water the wildflower meadow as well. So let's get into the polytunnel. So one of the first jobs I want to do is just go through the lists that I already have. So I've got my little notebook. So any of you that follow the lovely Mags and my garden and the dinosaurs who live here, this is some of her fabulous merch. Check out her channel, check out her merchandise. And I was lucky enough to win this in one of her competitions. And Mags, I use it so much, so thank you. Also, you may notice sometimes in my videos the little key ring for my shed keys is also one of Mags, and they're lovely stuff. So I've got my little book. I also use these little wipe off boards, so I'm going to go through and see if there's anything I can tick off, and I'm going to make a list of things that I want to do today. So that's my list done, and I'm going to try my best to get through them all. So what I've got on my list is I've got some beetroot, which are quite small seedlings, but I'm going to brave it, and I'm going to pop them out into the outside bed along with some turnip seedlings. I will get some netting over those just to stop the pigeons and the partridge and the pheasant. I want to weed the squash bed. There's nothing growing in it at the moment, but it's getting weedy. I want to weed the new flower bed, and I want to plant out some more of my flowers now that I've got my nematodes kicked in and my beer traps. That reminds me I need to add in some more beer traps. And I want to have a good old tidy up in here. There's an area in the polytunnel that just needs clearing out and getting ready. And I've got a few things also that I need to pot on. So yeah. Historically, I know what I'm like. I do have a tendency to make great big lists and then never get through them. So I'm trying to keep this as a realistic list of things that I can get to do today. But if for any reason I don't get to the end of the list, I've actually got 2 days off, so there's always tomorrow. So let's crack on. So let's give everything in here a good water, and it's 24.1 degrees here in the polytunnel, and it's 17.9 degrees outside, and I think it's about 9:30, but I'll be honest with you, no watch. When it's my days off, I like to just not wear a watch and just enjoy the day without having any time constrictions. So I think it's about 9:30 in the morning. So one little job that has caught my eye is I just need to get a little bit of string to help the peas to just anchor themselves a little bit better to the sticks that they're growing up. And the next video is going to be a tour. So it will be the June tour. So watch this space. You've probably seen a few changes. I know that some of the eagle eyes of you in one of my last videos spotted a few differences. So yeah, watch this space. Next video will be the June tour. And I'm really excited about a few changes and the way things are coming on. I'm starting now to water even the empty beds just to prepare them ready for when I am going to plant them up. I want to give the rhubarb a good watering, so I'm just going to fill a can up to take out and do that. So if I'm clever and I put that on a bit slower, I can nip and get my string and do the peas. So as I say, no watch today. One of the big treats for me on a day off is to just not have to know what time it is. So yeah, sort of work and stop for little breathers when I feel like it, and cups of tea, eat when I feel hungry, when I think it's about lunchtime. Yeah, just to not have those time constraints. And that's something I've been doing for a number of years actually. And I really find it, personally, it helps me to just switch off and unwind. Let's just pop you over here. And I've just thought of a couple of things I also need to add to my list, which I'm not necessarily going to do today, but I've got some leek that I could probably pop into one of these beds. So I'm just going to add that to my list while I'm thinking about it. So that's added to the list. I'm now going to do some jiggery pokery with these peas, and another job I have just added to my list is to sow my parsnips. We've had a few fluctuations and it's just been a little bit cool overnight, and parsnips really don't like that. They need some heat and moisture to germinate. So I do find with my peas, they tend to want to kind of climb onto each other, and they just need a little bit of encouragement to kind of regroup and go up these sticks rather than holding on to each other. But you can see they're looking really healthy. These have been actually sown at stages, so there are some younger ones and some older ones, so a little bit successional there. And you can see we've got some flowers already. So I'm hoping for a nice little harvest, and I will get some more going. So again, they're being successionally sown. And these sticks are actually cut from the hedge, and they're hazel sticks. So I don't know about you guys, but the things we tend to put off are, you know, things like weeding and the more, you know, not so enjoyable jobs. You know, planting out is great, isn't it? But the weeding is something that I've decided if I get that done now, well, of course, the other jobs are going to happen. But it's all too easy, isn't it, to fall into that trap of doing the jobs we enjoy and leaving the others. So I'm going to get these two beds weeded. This bed just because I want it weed free, this bed because I do want to start putting things in. So in all honesty, joking aside about not enjoying the weeding, I wouldn't say it's my most preferred job, but with the radio on, the birds singing, I can just see the horses across the way there. The sun's shining. It's quite an enjoyable job, isn't it? So I'll find something nice to listen to on the radio and soothe my soul while I work. So as you can probably hear, it's absolutely pouring it down. So I'd had a couple of light showers and I'd just worked through them. But this has been coming down now for about 5-10 minutes and I don't think it's going to stop. So I'm going to stop for a cup of tea. I'm really pleased with what I've got done so far. I've completely weeded the flower bed. I've got some of the squash bed weeded. Most of what I wanted to do today was outside, and then I can do some of the clearing in here. So the rain has stopped. I've had to put on a hoodie because my jumper got left out in the rain and I did get a little bit soaked dashing about trying to get things in. So I'm in the shed. Chris has come over to give me a hand as well because he's at a loose end. So he's currently sorting through canes which we will be using to cover the fruit bed with some netting to keep the birds off. I am just going through some seeds. And I've got some slightly going off piste because I've added in a couple more things. So I've got some of these carrots, which are the Paris Market Atlas, and they're the little ball type ones. And I'm going to direct sow some of those into one of the outside beds. The parsnips I will get going in the polytunnel because that's where I have the most success with them. And I've got some beetroot seedlings, but not a huge amount. There's some which I'm going to pop outside, but I'm also going to direct sow some beetroot as well. And I've got some more of these Chioggia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which are the lovely stripy ones. And that's what I've already got going in the polytunnel. And I've also got some Boltardi as well. So I will be direct sowing some of those into that outside bed in between showers by the looks of things. One of the other things I want to do, let me just pop these back into the tin, is go through my labels and find any that are compatible with what I'm going to sow, just to do a bit of recycling. So I'm going to rootle through these and find myself some markers. So I'm going to get the parsnip seeds sown next in this bed. So I'm risking it using seeds that have already been opened, but I have had success doing this before, and I have got a backup packet that are fresh seeds. So let's give these a whirl first, and these are the variety Tender and True. So I'm going to sow them fairly densely because they are older seed, to give them a chance, and I can always weed out any stragglers if and when I get my germination. So that's the turnip seedlings in, some of the beetroot seedlings in, and I've now direct sown 2 varieties of beetroot into this bed. I've left a little space over there, not quite sure what's going in it yet, but I've got a little bit of space left for something else. And I've also direct sown those little Atlas globe carrots. So the next thing I need to do is get a net over this bed, in the hope that these will germinate, but also for the seedlings that I've put in to keep the birds off them. So we've already got the sticks in place, so I just need to pop the net over the top. So that's the netting on to protect these little seedlings and hopefully the germination when they come. And I've got my list out. So I have planted out the beetroot and the turnip. I've popped the netting on. I have weeded the flower bed. I still need to finish the squash bed, but it was the showers that stopped me. And then I got all excited about coming out and getting things planted. So I do need to go back and weed that squash bed. I've started it, but I need to finish it. And I've sown the parsnips in the polytunnel and I've tied up the peas. And all the while that this has been going on, Chris has been beavering away in the background here, and we'll show you what he's been up to here with the fruit netting. So here you can see, obviously not finished yet, but around those raspberries at the bottom layer, I'll just step in and show you. Around the bottom, up to here and up to the top here, we've got chicken wire. And then over the top, up to the height that you can see, and then on the lower canes over the strawberries, we will put some of the green scaffold netting. And that should protect the crops from those pesky pigeons and also our visitors from next door, which are partridge and pheasant. So this is the green netting that we'll be using, and it's just some old rolls of chicken wire that we're not using at the moment that Chris has been using for the bottom half. So it's time for a quick cup of tea before I have a little look around and see what else I want to try and get done today. So while Chris gets on with covering the fruit, I'm going to get this squash bed finished, so weeding the rest. Soggy gloves from earlier got left out in the rain. I've got some fresh gloves on. And of course the advantage of the rain is that the weeds come up rather easier. I am starting to regret my eagerness to get the string up because I'm having to duck under it to weed. But there we are. So that's that squash bed weeded as well as the flower bed, and everything's looking rather good. So I can tick a few more things off my list. So I've weeded the squash bed, the fruit will be netted, so I'm going to tick it now. So the only thing I haven't done is plant out the flowers, but I'm going to actually save that possibly till tomorrow because I think we're going to get another shower. I do need to put some more beer traps out for those seedlings, although it's only 3 weeks since I watered in the nematodes, so they will be doing their job, but I like to use everything that I can. I've got a few bits to pot on, and I've got those leek seedlings to transplant, but again, they can wait for another day now. I'm really pleased I've got so much done today. Super grateful for Chris's help over there as well. So I'm just going to finish up by putting things away and having a good old tidy up in the polytunnel to create some space, because there's one corner that's just become a bit of a dumping ground, and I want to free up some space ready for pots, which will have my cucumbers and my tomatoes and anything else that I will be growing in pots. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a funny old day weather-wise, but we've managed to get a lot done in the sunshine. And you know, that's all part of growing, I was going to say in the UK, but pretty much anywhere, but it is very traditional, shall we say, British weather. This raining 1 minute, boiling hot the next, but that's what makes it so much fun. So I'm just going to potter about now, as I say, tidying up and creating some space there and moving a few things around in the polytunnel. So thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing and hit that bell to get notifications of all my latest videos. But for now, take care, and I'll see you all again soon.